Hi, I'm Kristen, and this is the story of my visit to this year's Festival of Quilts in Birmingham, England. Down from Edinburgh to Birmingham by train, 4.5 hours, pretty long, so I was happy when I finally got there. Hi, so I'm here in Birmingham for just about to go to my first day of the Festival of Quilts. I treated myself to a kind of fancier hotel than I normally would. So it's got a pool, so I had a swim last night, met up with a friend for dinner, and I'm ready to get going this morning. And my plan today is to try and see as many quilts as I can first, and then I've got a lecture at 11:30 that I'm going to. And then I'm volunteering at the Quilts for Care Leavers stand for 2 hours in the afternoon, and then hoping to meet up with some friends as well for dinner. So I'm going to try and see, in between that, I'm going to try and see as many quilts as I can. And then tomorrow, I've got one workshop, more quilts, and then maybe go around some of the stands and stuff like that. So I'll leave that till a bit later. So, yep, I'm missing the kids already. I've not been away from them overnight before, but I'm doing okay for now. And I'm looking forward to seeing lots of lovely quilts. So let's go. It was a little bit of a walk from my hotel through the NEC, which is a huge conference center in Birmingham. That's where the festival is being held. But once I got in, I headed straight for the Sustainable Quilts to see the two quilts that I entered in the show hanging up. If you watch the channel a lot, you might recognize the first one. It's my Denim and Scraps Quilt As You Go quilt, and there's a tutorial about that on the channel. I'll link to it in the description. The lady who you see in the photos with me is my friend Raina, who was visiting from France, and she came to see the show and to see the quilts with me. The second quilt you won't have seen. It's called Overgrown. It's more of an art quilt, wall hanging, I guess, and it was actually shortlisted in the Sustainable Quilts category. So I was super excited to see the little black dot there on the label. The awards had all been given, but the day before I arrived, I knew I hadn't gotten an award, but I didn't expect to see the little shortlisted dot, which just meant that they briefly considered it in the running and then decided on something else. But that was way more than I expected for entering my first quilt show, so I was pretty pleased. Next, of course, I wandered around and saw all the other quilts in the sustainable category. I don't know that I've taken photos of all of them, but I've done my best to take as many as I can. I've also, as you can tell, put the names of the quilter and the label beside. So if you need to pause the video or go in the settings and slow it down to see these more clearly, go ahead and do that. There's going to be more quilts later in the video with other codes beside them. So the ST stands for sustainable. But I will put in the description as many of those codes as I can so you can tell what they mean. So like MD, I think, was modern, and T something was traditional, and there was various other ones. So if you're interested in what category it was, go check in the description so you can figure out what the codes were. There'll be some more quilts later on, but in terms of my day on the Saturday, I paused at this point to go to my lecture, which I'd booked. It was an art quilter called Laura Kemshall, who I hadn't actually heard of before, but it was really interesting to see her process and how she worked. Next, I took a couple of hours to volunteer at the Quilts for Care Leavers booth, which is a group that I'm part of that where I've donated a quilt and I've got a few more in the works. I'll let Maggie, the founder of the group, explain what it's all about.
Hi, my name is Maggie Lloyd-Jones and I'm the founder of a hopefully soon to be charity called Quilts for Care Leavers, and we do exactly what it says in the title. We make quilts of a specific size or within a specific range to give to young people between the ages of 18 and 25 who have just left or are leaving the local authority care system. They're made a particular size because they are there to give them a hug, to wrap around them, to give them emotional support and emotional warmth. If you'd like to help us, then you can join us on either Facebook or on our website, and people will make anything from a block, from the block of the month group that we have, or make a quilted water bottle cover, or make a Moors bag to put them all in, or make a quilt, a complete quilt, or a quilt top, which is pleased to particular sizes that we have. And we require all the young people to have the opportunity of choosing their own quilt. We deal with not just the Christmas Day dinners for care leavers, but various local authorities, various agencies, other charities, and so on. Come and join us. It's good fun.
After my time on the stall, I met up with two blogger friends, Julie from Some of Their Stories and Vicky from Vicky Myers Creations. We talk all the time on Zoom, but this is the first time we've actually met in person, so it was great. We went around, looked at some quilts, looked at some of the stalls and did a bit of shopping, and then went out to dinner. So I bought a few things for the kids, some project kits, one of which we've done already and one that we haven't started working on yet, as well as this cute little scrap fabric pack that I bought, which was the only fabric I let myself buy at the show. Sunday started off with me spilling a drink in the bottom of my bag, but thankfully my ticket was still able to be read, so I went to the Sustainable Batting workshop by Visaline, I think I might be saying it wrong. It was mostly about sustainable wadding and batting that you buy new as opposed to using, old blankets or things like that. So it was interesting, but it wasn't totally what I thought it was going to be. Then, of course, many more quilts, which I'll let you watch in peace without me talking over them. In between looking at all the quilts, I also met up with Liz from Pinhole Quilting, which is where I bought my Moxie long arm machine from last year. It was really nice to meet her in person after bothering her so many times with all my questions, which her and her husband patiently answer. So that was really nice. On a whim, I decided to buy a ticket for the Fabulous Feathers talk by Angela Walters, who was at the festival. Wasn't sold out, so I thought, why not? Feathers aren't my favorite thing to do on a quilt, but she's a big name, and I just thought, why not see her speak in person? So I did. Once the festival totally closed on the Sunday, we all queued up to get our quilts back. They had it run like a pretty fine old machine. It really didn't take that long waiting to get the quilts back. And then I went out for a nice dinner with my friend Raina again before heading back on the train to Edinburgh the next day. So that's it. Thanks for watching, and I hope you'll come back again. If you would like to see another video more about what it was like entering the quilt show and maybe a making of the overgrown quilt, which is the more kind of arty denim one that I entered into the festival, do let me know in the comments. I'm happy to do that if enough folk are interested. So that's it. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you again. Bye.